Take two. I've had to decrease the resolution because the other one was taking way too long to upload onto YouTube. I'm back. I guess first off, the first Coheed song I ever heard was A Favourite House Atlantic, closely followed by Welcome Home. That was back in 2005, and they were too emo for me back then. I was self-professed hardcore metalhead, and I was just too cool for everything else. It took me a year to mature and grow out of that phase, and another year after that before I um, came back to Coheed and gave them the chance that they deserved, and I'm so glad I did. The first songs from Second Stage Turbine Blade I heard were Devil in Jersey City and Everything Evil. I guess the way I felt about it was that I knew there was something more to the story. I knew that there was a story before I was even aware that one existed to the extent that it does. And when I did find out, I listened to all the songs in order and I printed out like an A4 booklet of all the lyrics and I got really into it. Um, I didn't read the comics until recently. Only last week I got my ultimate hardcover edition of the Amory Wars. I had read the story online, written by different people, but I'm really glad now I've read the comics, and obviously I still have a lot of questions, like everybody does. But yeah, I definitely, it's just made me want more and more reading the comics, and I can't wait to get a copy of Black Rainbow, which I can't get because it's completely sold out everywhere. Um, so yeah, it was such, you know, it was such a new concept to me, the comic book thing. I mean, not only are the songs amazing, the story amazing, but they're comic books. I mean, that's just the coolest thing ever. And Coheed have stuck with this story, not just for one album, but they've stuck with it for their whole time as a band so far, and it's just it's so good. And so living in Australia and only being 19, my first chance to see Coheed was only a few weeks ago at the Melbourne Soundwave, which was Friday the 4th of March. Yeah, they played Devil in Jersey City and I just lost it. I hope nobody saw me tearing up. I couldn't even fathom how happy I was that I was so close to them. I was in the front row. I sat through the whole New Found Glory set. Well, not sat, I had to stand in the mosh like this just to get a really good spot for when Coheed played next, and it was totally worth it. I've turned a lot of my friends onto Coheed by lending them um, my second stage CD, but a lot of people, they kind of don't want to open their minds to it. I think for a lot of people, um, it's a whole other world to lose yourself in, but a lot of people don't want that. They just want a song to relate to them, or for the song to be about getting drunk or getting laid or being totally kick ass, which a lot of songs are about these days. And Coheed's music is just so much more. Second Stage is just such a good example of music not fitting into a scaffold or following rules, and you don't want to try and categorize it. I mean, a lot of people have tried to put it into a genre, and it's just not necessary listening to it. It doesn't follow rules, not melodically, not lyrically. Um, it's not an album I reserve for cheering me up. I don't put it on to go party to. It's just this timeless collection of songs, and I can listen to them at any time. A song's not going to make me sad if I'm already sad. Even if the song itself is sad, if that makes sense. I can relate really to any song at any given time, and just sing as loud as I want, whether other drivers are watching me, whether I have tonsillitis or not. Um, I've only recently joined the fan base team, and it's been so much fun, even if my boyfriend teases me mercilessly about how insignificant my efforts are. Um, it makes me feel so happy, and I just feel this connection with all of you from so far away. I don't have anyone here to relate to on a level like that. I wish so badly I could go to the shows over there right now. I mean, I'd love to have been able to go to the second stage and just watch them play the whole album. Um, even if, you know, and I hate saying it like that because it's if I couldn't possibly go and I could, but I'm just, a poor university student. I don't have the money, don't have the spare time. Um, I just, I really would love to have gone to the Neverender shows. About once a week, I will put some Coheed lyrics as my Facebook status. And I found, even yesterday I had the lyrics for what was it? It wasn't from Second Stage. It was if my shame spills our worth across this floor, then tonight, good night, I'm burning stuff. And we know what it means, but nobody else does. And I had people liking it just because they like the lyrics. You don't have to. It doesn't have to make sense for people to like it. It's just so well done that anyone can appreciate it. I mean, nobody knows what burning stuff for is, but it just sounds awesome. There's an element of anything you want to feel, I think, at any given point in the album. It's just a roller coaster of stories and emotions. Um, like the build up to and the intensity of Delirium Trigger, and then He Shot Disaster Kid, and it just pulls on my heartstrings. Like when Claudio sings, "Wound open and squeezing my heart against this pain inflicts, and in passion I bleed for it." And thank God for your strength. It's just, it's just so good. And tiny little things, that everyone picks out about a song. Not all songs in the world have them, but I actually took the time to listen to Second Stage from that perspective to find out, if there really was a bit in every song like that. And there is, for every single song, there's just that one little bit. Sometimes I'll just listen to the song to hear one, like, a 2-second part or one line. Just the way that Claudia will sing something, or the way, the guitars and the drums come in. It's just so. Oh, it's like nothing else. And for some reason, when I moved from Sydney, that was in 2007 when I first listened to Second Stage. I moved from Sydney to the country where I am now, and for some reason it was Everything Evil. I listened to it a lot. Um, it just got me through, and it always made me feel better, even about the most horrible parts of moving away, like losing the people I love the most and having to leave behind everything I know with no choice in the matter because you're 15. You don't have a choice. If your parents want to move, you have to move. June song Provision has been known to make me cry a little. um, all in all, Kohi did such an amazing job with this album, and it has changed my life really in such a positive way. It's connected me to some of the most fascinating, amazing, dedicated fans out there. There is just no fan base in the world like Coheed fans. I mean, for a band to be together for 10 years, it takes a lot to still be so good. And Coheed had it from the start. They just that this first album, it was so amazing. Right up now to Black Rainbow, still taking my breath away, and it's just it's a really good example of their music does change, but it doesn't change how other bands' music changes with the trends and with what people want. And oh, you guys are selling out, so now you've got to release something more heavy, like they do with a lot of bands. And their music changes from song to song on every album, and it's never been tedious or boring. They're a band that if most dedicated fans were told to pick a song, it would just be so hard. I mean, and the album, Second Stage, it's not an album you need to acquire a taste for. It's not primitive. it's not a lot of people that like their newer stuff won't listen to their older stuff. They say, it's not formulated enough. It's yeah, it's a personal attack on some people I've met in the past few years, and they just, they say, it's less quality. They were still experimenting. They didn't know what they were doing. They were finding their feet, and it's not about that at all. Um, they're just such a good band, and this album, it has changed my life in such a positive way. I listen to, a couple of songs off the album at least every day, and it does so many good things for me. It always makes me feel better about anything. Um, okay, hopefully this video is not as long. Let me have a look. 10 minutes. Oh, I have gone over 10 minutes. Sorry. Add me on Facebook if you like. Same username as YouTube. I've got to go cook dinner now anyway. So yeah, please like this.